Hey everybody, I'm out walking the dogs again. And the last video went fine, so I figured screw it, let's do it again. So, last time I was talking about, Floodgate and waking and how they're a horrible toxic problem. Kind of stall talk in general, if we're being more realistic. Burn is also a problem, but burn is more of a problem because we haven't added the Duel Links clause of burn does half damage, because then suddenly it stops being anywhere near as big of a problem. We really should do that, because there's a whole bunch of really cool cards that do burn as like a secondary effect that would be neat to have. For instance, Phantom Beast Rock Lizard would be fun, but it's a card that can, that's terrible lighting. It's a card that can just kind of, randomly burn for 2,000, and that's kind of not okay. Its other effect of just, whack, destroy monster, cause 500 damage, that's fine. That's 100% okay. That's not a problem. But that would be an issue. Kind of wish it was there. Which is sort of my topic of discussion for today. Not burn specifically, but that was a random aside. But Konami supporting non-anime archetypes, or I suppose supporting even anime archetypes at this point, because heroes are kind of terrible. And there's a slight breeze, and I really hope the phone's not going, but it might be. I can't tell. Anyway, so Konami is not very good at supporting certain playstyles in speed duels. Shocking, I know. But not just playstyles. Entire archetypes. I mean, heroes are not in a good spot. The only good fusion is Novamaster, and the only good hero is Blazeman. Now, you could convince me that Sparkman, Clayman, and their fusions are okay. Because, I mean, Thunder Giant's alright. I think Plasma Vice is kind of fun. For some godforsaken reason, they didn't give us Wild Edge. Seriously, we have Blade Edge twice, but no Wild Edge. What the fuck, Konami? Come on. And he wouldn't even been good. Let's be fair here. But, like, really? Come on, guys. Like, he would have been, like, at least aggressive. Like, there's a reason to run him. But Hero's issue is even less there's no good fusions. There's no good main deck outside of Blazeman. And if you spend any time on the Discord for Speed Duel Leagues, you will see me going, Ocean, Woodsman. That's all I wanted. I wanted Blazeman, Woodsman, Ocean. 3 heroes. There's your core for your deck. And it's a decent core. Does a bunch of stuff you'd like to do. If Ocean was in there, you could actually play Frost and Fire Dragon. He'd be like a random one of that, kind of can just be a bomb. But that'd have been fun. Would have been good, but it would have been fun. He'd be way more playable than he is now. So there's like just no good waters that aren't specifically for the water deck. That's kind of the big problem here, actually. But heroes have this problem. But a whole bunch of other decks have this problem. Phantom Beasts are just sitting here going, okay, so I have all my parts, which is neat, thank you. I have my Tenki, great. I have the 3 main decks outside of Rock Lizard. Cool. We have Force Raider over there. Neat. And you gave me Horn of the Phantom Beast. Cool. Are you seriously expecting me to run Beasts of Phantom and Chimera? You are. Okay, this is not Cyberblader, Konami. Where Cyberblader is an independently decent card, and you could just slide that into Ratbox. I've seen people do that. Because, Ratbox is just kind of independently decent on its own. So, Ratbox uses Cyberblader occasionally as a win con, because the Cyberblader fusion skill is actually quite good. You get to do that twice. It gets a 400 attack boost. And Cyberblader actually has relevant effects that are kind of fun to play with. Now, that was good support for a thing that doesn't really exist in any capacity. It never existed in Advanced. It never existed in Advanced in any actual capacity, because fusion decks in Advanced are just inherently terrible until you get to ridiculous crap. or just Miracle Fusion, which we still don't have, but that's not actually Heroes' problem. I'm not going back to Heroes. Anyway, but here you are with Chimera, and I mean, the effect it gets is fine. It's not mind-blowing or anything, but it's just like, okay, cool. I can fusion summon it, that's nice. The problem is Chimera sucks. Its parts are terrible. It itself is not very good. Like, you could have given it a 400 attack boost, that would have been nice. Could have did a lot. Or we could have just said to hell with it and just have the skill boost the Phantom Beast monsters. What do you do with that? I don't know, probably just give them an attack on attack. You know, the Roid boost is kind of nice. You know, 100 attack per level they have would have been quite nice for Phantom Horn. He'd have appreciated that. He'd have got to the same size as a friggin' Cyber Dragon. That'd have been cool. Not what happened. Now, I don't know what you do. It's part of the problem. Because nobody played Beast Warriors. Because, to be fair, Beast Warriors wasn't really a deck until way the hell later. With, like, Fire Fists. So, I don't know what you do to help Phantom Beasts. And I'm using them as my catch-all for a deck that technically has support or is technically playable conceptually, but has no actual ability to do anything. It's going to pain me to say this, but Gearfried, I mean, I don't know why Gearfried the Swordmaster never had, like, a skill associated with it. Like, that was cool, but half the Joey skills are kind of meh. Like, It's My Lucky Day is good. Palaminization was fine. You know, if we had better fusions. I know Grit got used for some random crap. Did I mention It's My Lucky Day? I don't know. I'm just going to attack got used. But it's like a skill that searches like Release Restraint would have been nice. You know, the turn you normal summon Gearfried, you could just pull Release Restraint out of your deck for the skill. Would that have made it playable? No, but it'd have a skill associated with it. Which would be nice. Because, you know, Gearfried's entire problem is it's a 2-card combo. Well, it's technically a 3-card combo because you need the equip. Because if you don't have the equip, what's the point of summoning Gearfried the Swordmaster? We got better equips. You know, Solitary Sword of Poison's great. But there's no skill that boosts it. Which is why I play Switcheroo. And Switcheroo is only okay. I like Switcheroo. I know there's a whole bunch of people who don't like Switcheroo. But Switcheroo is nice for boosting consistency when you need to do your combo. But that's all it does. It's not a very high impact card. Or skill. And I understand Konami's not going to do this. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because we have the Shadow Riders box next. Okay? And I'm not going to, like, say... This is not like a prediction video of what's in it. But there's going to be some predictions. The issue I'm going to see here is that I was looking at the Evil Hero stuff. The Evil Hero stuff is just straight up better than the Elemental Hero stuff. Just full stop, end of discussion. Okay? Infernal Sniper burns for 1,000 every step one of your standby phases as long as she's in defense mode. And she's not small either. She's got 2,000 attack. Which is not tiny. Hilariously, you can use Fusion Weapon on her to make her a 3,500. I'm not saying that's going to be good. I'm just saying you can do that if you want. But all you have to do is summon her. She sits in defense mode, so if your opponent doesn't either get Drill Roid or Shield Crush, which, I mean, if this becomes a thing, this is what she'll do. And then she'll just sit there and burn, and then on the second turn, if you can clear the field, she can just attack for game. Now, that's a burn problem, but this continues with pretty much every evil hero. Even the bad ones are actually pretty good. Like, we can't have Evil Hero Malicious. What is it, Malicious Bane? I don't know, the really big fucker. 3K, nukes the board, all that, we can't have that. Dark Gaia is just huge. Like, absolutely monstrous. Because you can run a normal Evil Hero deck without trying to turbo him out. Because honestly, the Evil Heroes are actually decent, especially if you get all of their support. Like, their actual spell card support's pretty decent. Like, their fusion spell's actually not bad. And they have a pseudo miracle fusion when you use your hand in the graveyard instead of the field and the graveyard, which is fine. But their fusions are actually like kind of impactful. Not mind-blowing, just kind of impactful. Way more than the hero fusions are, despite, you know, they still require specific fusion materials, but you're far more willing to do that because you can just kind of dump them into the graveyard without any real issues here. And I have no idea what skills they're going to have. But I'm just saying, because I was going off on Dark Eye here, you could just run a normal toolboxy evil hero deck, which, you know, I'm not going to pretend that's going to be like amazing or anything. But you could just put one Valkyrion in there. That's it. You just need a Fiend and a Rock. So if you happen to have a fusion out already, and you draw Valkyrion and you have Dark Fusion in hand, cool, I have an absolutely massive Dark Gaia now. Doesn't require a lot of effort. Not really. Again, I'm not going to pretend that that's like mind-blowing or anything, but the evil heroes, just by nature of how their card works, just by nature of Dark Fusion and what I think it's Dark Calling, they're just in a better position than heroes are. And if they have a halfway decent skill, I fully expect them to be at least rogue playable right out of the gate. Whereas heroes have had two waves of support, the initial and then the secondary, and they're still barely playable, and the only reason they're playable is because we're abusing Santa Claus and the Hero City skill, which lets you bounce Santa Claus back to your hand to use him as just using him as consistent, repeatable removal as long as Nova Master's on board. That's what we're doing. That doesn't feel very, you know, what I expect a hero deck to be doing. Particularly because the only fusion you're making is, you know, Nova Master, which kind of sucks. I mean, I like Nova Master. I'm happy we have him, but it's one of those where I'm like, that's all we get to make? That's all you gave me to work with? Like, good lord. This is not good. And I touched on two other decks that aren't supported at all, despite having a bunch of support in physical cards. They don't have any skill support. So I'm kind of just asking here, Konami, could you please, like, back these up a little? I understand they're not in GX. Like, I understand Phantom Beasts aren't going to have anything. But some generic support for some of this would be kind of nice. I don't know what you'd give them, but it'd be kind of neat. You know, they don't have to be character-specific things. Like, I mean, it's GX. I fully expect the Dark World stuff to have Brawn on it. Because I fully expect we're going to have that. But in Shadow Riders, you're going to get, just for instance here, Camula. I fully expect Camula to have both Pyramid Turtle and Ryokoki in her deck. You get to just play Dead Rat now, if that's the case. I mean, they might surprise me. They've done that before. But I'm just saying here, like, come on, guys, here. We're going to be in a weird situation. Like, heroes should be phenomenal. Oh, there goes Pheasant. And they're not. Like, they're fine. Volcanic Heroes is okay. But that's almost a testament to how good Volcanics are, and heroes just can apply some pressure. And then abuse Santa Claus, because frankly, we shouldn't really have a kaiju, but we have one anyway, so here we sit. I don't know. Is this just me kind of venting about, you know, non-technical archetype decks? But I mean, they are technically archetype decks, but you know what I mean? And non-anime supported decks not getting support. I mean, kind of. But it's like, you gave me Phantom Beasts. Almost said Phantom Knights. You gave me Phantom Beasts, and they're almost playable. Like, Horn of the Phantom Beast is a hell of a card. But yet, what do I do with them? Like, what do I do with them? Foolish is at 1, so I can't just dump the bejesus out of Crosswing. God, I wish I could. I don't have any proper mills, which is why Bazoo's not getting used for much of anything, because there's just no way to get enough crap in the graveyard for him to use. I don't know. I don't know what you would do. I don't know how you would necessarily do it. I'm just asking. It'd be kind of nice if, you know, some of the old decks could get some support. And when you nerf stuff, could you please not completely obliterate it? Like, Nightmare Sonic Blast was a bit excessive, guys. Just a little excessive, just saying. But what do you guys think? You know, that's what this is. This is just me kind of conversing, mostly to myself and my phone here, but, you know, to you. So what do you guys think? Am I just wacky and being completely unrealistic? Is this all cope? Is this a good idea at all? Like, or should we just move on and let it be? I don't know. You guys let me know below. So I'll talk to you guys later, all right? Peace out.